something, or what were you gonna say?
No, I just wanted to tell you, tread these waters slowly. I feel like we have a Ted Kaczynski type character over here.
Yeah.
If we push the wrong buttons, you know what I mean?
Welcome to Bro Taste This.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another exciting episode of Vida y Vino, brought to you by the Bro Tastes. Boys to men. Hey,
That's a good.
there we go. I like that. And joining me today, to my right, as always, the one and only, the one and truly, he smells like patchouli. It's Juan, La Leyenda, legend.
Thank you, Phill. What a legendary wingman over here.
Hey, thank you, folks. Thank you. If I can't even do that, then what the hell am I doing here, folks? Am I right? But to my left, you know that voice already, that welcoming, heartwarming voice. It is Brown Excellence himself, 208 pounds of pure lean muscle. Oh, yeah, I see the work you've been putting in there. I see the work. How many chickens do you kill? We'll talk about that on top of the hour. And you know that voice. It's the mouth that just won't quit. It's your lovely host, Phill Golden Corral. What's up, doggies?
What's up, boys?
Damn, that I'm winded.
Every week you surpass yourself with the stellar performance that you give.
It's tough.
That was beautiful.
I take a notebook and I go into a homemade sleep deprivation tank. Now, it's not the most updated to OSHA standards. It's a bathtub with like a little bit of what is it, ice cubes?
Algae?
And
Black mold.
now that's the ceiling. That's the ceiling tile.
Yeah.
You put a little bit of ice cubes, Himalayan pink salt, and you just lay your body on top of it.
Did you really do that?
Oh yeah, it helps out.
Is that
All right,
good
sweet.
for your skin?
No,
I feel like
It's just an ice bath, no?
it's just a numbing bath. Yeah.
You're like,
And
yeah,
and that's where I get most of my creativity from.
fair.
from that.
How long
right
have you
there.
been doing that? Like a week?
No, in all seriousness, back when I used to be a cart pusher, at the retail store, right? I won't say it, but let's just say you can save big money there. But I was a cart pusher there, right?
Yeah.
And like I would joke around with my friends, like,
Oh,
yeah,
you
dude.
know what? That explains why you were so fixated on the Kart Narc.
Oh
A
yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Dude,
Yeah,
Kart
thank
Narc
you.
is... I
I
fucking
find him
love Kart
so
Narc.
annoying.
I love
hate
the
him.
content. I would hate to meet him.
Yeah, we've all been there. Where the Kart Narc. We've talked about it like a month or 2 months ago.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm surprised you remember because it was like the Bigfoot episode a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's true though, because like there's my, always put the cart back. You're making my job more harder. And now I'm gonna get older. Like I'm gonna put the cart back. I'm making the poor guy's job harder.
That's true.
I don't know if this is a coincidence, but the last Kart Narc episode I saw, he got a gun pulled on him. I'm pretty sure it was in Texas or some shit. So I don't know if
Texas, yeah.
if it was the last one just by like my own selective memory or like that was one of the last ones he actually produced.
no.
Yeah.
Hey buddy, who do you think you are, buddy? Hey buddy, I'll show you who the fuck I am. Just pulling out a gun.
Oh my.
That's how you escalate. That's how you solve shit.
That's right.
Dude, that's not cool. Pulling a gun on somebody just trying to get you to put your card back.
Try me, motherfucker.
Dude, that is not.
Just to
wow.
move an extra 10 feet.
It's because he had
Exactly.
tried putting a bumper sticker on him or some shit.
Oh yeah, that's. I
Oh.
would have pulled my gun on him.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, on my Kia, I don't think so, sir.
With monkeypox going around, you can never be too
Yeah,
sure.
it can't
for
be too
sure.
sure.
No. But speaking of monkey, you know what? I love this. This is so organic right here, which is off the trail. But let me get back to the actual business, what people are here for.
Yeah, what are we talking about today, Phill?
This week on top of the hour, we're going to talk about all things spooky, scary, and hairy. We're going to be talking about Wisconsin folklore. Juan's been doing a little bit of research about occults and what is that? Is it cult or occult? What's the difference?
Just some local legends, local folklore.
Is there a difference? Because it's spelled different. Occult is C-U-L-T, and occult is like O-C-C-U-L-T.
Well, the particular people that I was studying would prefer to be called like spiritualists. And we'll talk about that.
Not
when
heathens?
We get to it. Yeah.
Heathens or pagans or
That's right,
They're
yeah.
liberators.
garbage.
They consider themselves people of science.
Oh, virtuoso people.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about the local legends of Wisconsin, the Delavan Dog-Man, or as some people may call him, Richard. You know? But that was bad, folks. I'm sorry. I got to take a swing whenever I can, man. Come on now. It's like Michael Scott say, if you don't take 100% of the shots, you'll miss 100% of the time.
That is true.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple of things that I wanted to bring up before we got into it. I would love to also, today we're going to be taste testing some pork rinds.
Oh, yeah.
You know, as we enter the first, it's 1 week officially. Tomorrow will be 1 week of October, which means you gentlemen have been sober for a week.
Close to, yes.
And
And I think I'm about to break it this weekend. I'll tell you what, I'm already pre-planning.
Why is that?
I'm going to be away in a bachelor party for those who already seen. What up, fam? Papa.
So you agreed to do Sober October even though you had a bachelor party coming up?
Yep, I completely forgot about the bachelor party. It's like, I just got back from some kind of boot camp thing for 5 months. He's like, I'm ready to get drunk. I'm like, yep, me
Bro,
too.
every time you drink, you add another week.
I'll probably be sober until 2023. That's the point, then. Jesus Christ.
Could you go until Thanksgiving?
After the bachelor, or
after
starting
the
right now,
after the bachelor party.
I could probably test myself and go the whole bachelor party until Thanksgiving.
Well, you should. I mean, go enjoy yourself. We don't want to limit you either. You know.
No, I want to limit you. It's called growth.
I don't know. Honestly, at this point, if I even touch a zip of alcohol, I might just get like violent drunk. I've been so sad and just like trying to like, the hardest thing, not alcohol, fast food. Fast food for me because I got used to the.
I forgot we did agree to that too until you reminded
Wait,
us.
have you been eating out, you motherfucker?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to freak out.
I ate McDonald's twice this week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've been getting.
You broke it for McDonald's?
I've been getting those Travis Scott meals.
Are they back?
Yeah, dude, and you get a sweet toy with them.
What's on it?
It's either a Big Mac or 10-piece nuggets, and then you get one of the 4 original characters of like Grimace, the Hamburger Man.
Oh wow,
they're like adult kids.
Dude,
I mean, adult
sick.
toys.
I have a couple of them outside.
Hell,
You guys can
sweet.
each take one of the girls or something.
and they're not even like just copies. They're like artistic spins
They look
too.
sick.
Yeah.
They're what inspired me to work on the thing that we talked about this week.
Okay, dope.
So-
All right, hell yeah. I didn't know that was a campaign that was.
It's sick. Yeah, you guys should
happening
definitely.
again.
Yeah, you guys should definitely do it.
Nice.
Um,
Well, I mean,
you already
unfortunate for you, but
You already didn't enjoy Juan's bachelor party because you had left your ID back in Wisconsin, so you might as well enjoy this one.
Yeah, I might as well go hard.
Nah,
And like
Phill,
the
don't
best
do
part
it.
about this,
Phil, don't do it.
most of
You're
them,
better than
It's
this.
your id and your ego.
You're better than this.
I got the little angel
Yeah,
on my left shoulder, the
exactly.
devil on my
You're
right.
better than this, Phil. You know, do you want to prove to yourself how strong you are?
Bro, I'm gonna be proving.
You know what's gonna prove how strong you are? Slamming an entire bottle of tequila.
Whoa. Hennessy,
And keep moving forward.
Yeah.
dude, they're Italian, so I'm gonna be drinking Hennessy and smoking
They drink
40
Hennessy?
ounces.
I would
Courvoisier.
think they drink
Mhm.
fucking Chianti or
What, Italians?
some Barolo.
Limoncello.
Bro,
Yeah.
A lot of
le-
rum and cokes.
Limoncello.
have you guys ever been to New York? Dude, Italians are
No.
just outside in their tracksuit like this, hanging on their stoops, drinking their.
Hey, I'm
they're-
walking.
They're
Hey.
drinking their 40 ounces out
Ma
of
fogo.
their paper bags. You know,
That was a really good impression.
Yeah.
or I want to be Italian.
You want to be Italian?
I want to be on the stoops
Dude,
drinking
Italians
daylight.
are the Mexicans
You would make a
of Europe.
great sanitation engineer, Phil.
No, for real though. I like that. Oh, hold on. Sanitation? No. European. That's
Yeah.
more like it.
Europe. Didn't you hear it? The Italians are the Mexicans of Europe. They're
Oh, yeah.
dirty. They're slimy. They always talk about food.
They're always taking
They're
their
fucking
siestas.
They're fucking their cousins. You know, it's the Mexicans of Europe.
And if you get them pissed off, they're stubborn as hell. Look what happened to World War II. Germany tried to go in there like, oh, we're gonna make Italy part of us, and the grant. So a lot of the dudes,
Mussolini.
a lot of the young men were out at war, right? So at the village was just a bunch of old grandmas and kids that held off like a bunch of like fucking Nazis.
With meatballs, probably.
Yeah, meatballs
Now
and
sit
like
down.
pepper.
I cook spaghetti for
Bro,
you.
what are you talking about?
syphilis.
The Nazis and the Italians were on the same side.
Yeah, they were in the
Am I
Atlas.
thinking about Greek?
Maybe.
Dude, I swear,
Mussolini partnered with Hitler, bro. He was.
I
the
swear-
number
I
one
swear
fan.
the-
Yeah, Mussolini.
Maybe.
They were allies, though.
but didn't the Italians turn on them
Uh,
once the war was losing?
I think they just independently were fucking losing.
They gave up. They gave up
They-
towards the end.
They hanged Mussolini. The people were like, "Fuck the war.
Yeah.
Let's kill Mussolini."
Mussolini was hung. I'll tell you that.
Hey,
Dude,
Dude,
Mussolini.
he got Gaddafi before Gaddafi.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, not a pleasant way to go.
OG.
I think I'll probably see Mussolini in the afterlife, where I'm going. 'Cause,
Where-
dude, this week I did like the worst thing ever. I was walking.
What? Grab McDonald's?
Nah, that was comfort food.
Ew.
I walk into the bathroom at the gym that I go to, and you guys know it's a pretty big bathroom, locker rooms.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking towards like the sink, there was somebody which I thought was like somebody in their early 20s. They were flexing in the mirror, but they were in their whitey tighties, and they were like legit like flexing their arms like beach ball style. And I was like, "Damn, bro, it's coming along." And he looks at me, and he was very noticeably on the spectrum. And I was like, and he just looked at me scared, and then he like walked away.
Damn.
And I was like, I'm going to fucking hell. Where I'm gonna go after this, it's gonna be very warm.
Damn, that's scary.
I'm not gonna enjoy it. Yeah, dude.
That's far worse. What I was about to say. I had something scary happen to me this week, but
yeah.
far worse. That's way worse than what I was about to say.
Dude,
Jesus Christ!
I just saw him flexing, and I was like, "Oh, look at this guy!" Like and then he just turns around.
Bro, you're like a real life Michael Scott.
And I was like, "Oh no, I probably just shouldn't be talking to strangers. I should just mind my own fucking business."
Michael Scott tots for
Yeah,
talks.
I thought I was gonna be a
TikToks?
billionaire by then.
Hey
Tots
man,
for TikToks?
when you're a comic like you, dude, I'm sure you make like 10 jokes and one of them's not gonna land.
One of them's not gonna. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Are you projecting?
no.
What are you? What are you doing here? Are you gaslighting Luis right now?
No, I agree with it.
No,
Are you talking about yourself?
I've
Oh,
been,
what?
I've worked with Luis, dog. I've worked with Luis. He's like a natural class clown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He brings up the mood in the room, dog.
You're like a Joe Pesci kind of.
Yeah, just
Funny.
like,
A real
hey.
Joe Paterno.
Just walk in, and I always try to say something funny, and I
Yeah.
thought like, oh, here's this young kid, like he's probably
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
Joe Paterno. Here's this young
he's
kid.
like-
Hey,
he's like,
he could use a good shower.
and then he was in his whitey tighties. That's why I was like, oh, bro, it's coming along. Like thinking like, I don't even know why I was
Yeah,
making that
you're
joke.
just trying to shoot the shit.
Yeah,
Honestly,
just
you're
like,
just a guy. It's locker room talk.
I don't know what I expected back. He was
You know?
gonna be like, yeah, right.
Locker room talk.
Yeah,
You know?
and then
And that's a friendly, like acceptable behavior to like, yeah, dog, that's what's up. Is it or is it not?
I think it's acceptable.
Because
Yeah,
like
I think it's totally fine.
I'm the one that's gonna be flexing in the locker room too. Because like I get my shoulders going,
dude,
right?
you got some fucking boulder shoulders on
Bro. I've been going to the YMCA right now for the Sober
Yeah.
October. I could feel my testosterone going.
Yeah, you've been humping your pillow extra.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Been stuffing 2 pillows between my legs at night. Oh yeah,
He's
bro.
been waking up with extra limp boners in the morning.
I'm extra sweaty now, but I could have used the testosterone about a week ago, bro. I went to the to save big money, hardware store and shit like that,
Yeah.
and I ran into an ex, one that I didn't expect to see. Like we were supposed to go to homecoming
Oh,
with
I was
her,
about to ask,
like a
how
high
long
school,
ago?
high school, right,
ex?
right,
Okay.
right, like 17. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And you're a stud now. You got your long
well,
hair.
I was
Bro,
charismatic back
dude, you're
then.
looking
You know?
like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Now hold on. I'm gonna send my killer whales to you if you don't watch yourself right now. It's like what? But no, I ran into her and it was so like I work third shift, so I look like shit in the morning. I'm going out there to get groceries and shit for the house because I'm trying to cook more and not eat out anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ran into her and like it was so visibly like when you see somebody and they notice you and you both don't say anything, you both just walk by each other like, oh shit, like
Not even one of.
no, we just made eye contact and just looked.
Bro, that's when
She
you
looked to
both
the
do
left,
that.
I looked to the right.
Downward
All
and
right.
out. Down
Let's.
and
All
out.
right.
And it was-
I'm the girl, and you're Phill up after working a third shift.
No, okay. Now, by the way, my hair's up. I look like shit.
No. Nonsense.
Well,
Oh man, just bored at the grocery store. If only I saw one of my exes to pound me. Oh shit, there's Phill. I should walk by him, see if he's gonna say anything.
Damn. Phill lets the opportunity pass again.
You even scratched your
Damn,
eye.
dog.
You even scratched your eye. That's
Well, I'm just gonna walk away at that
Again,
point.
Phill. Damn, bro.
Even though she's not here, my anxieties just went through the
Bro,
roof.
what was the one from middle school? What was her name?
You shut your mouth.
Definitely don't say it.
We're not gonna say that one.
Well, I can't.
But-
is it
Well, God
R?
bless. God,
No,
well,
do
God,
not say names. Let's
No,
Well, God-
J.
well, God bless that
Yeah.
one.
Anna, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Anna.
Yeah, Anna Banana.
Yeah, Anna Banana.
Yeah.
And you just
You
choked?
shut your dirty fucking mouth. I'll put you to the table.
Hey.
I mean, I don't give a shit, honestly. It will, you know.
You look visibly flustered. You're like scratching your knees. You're scratching your eye.
All his ticks are showing.
I don't know if I should have talked about
Let's
my
let her in
exes.
the door. Anna Banana.
And your mistakes from your past.
While we're at it, while he's all nervous and shit, let's have him freestyle.
No.
Let's act like this is fucking Sway in the morning or some shit.
You ain't got the answer, Sway. I've been in this longer than you.
Charlemagne the God. Wait, no, that's
That's
a
a-
different guy.
No,
right?
Yeah, that's a different
that's
guy.
Kanye West.
God, Phil, you're so fucking racist.
Dude,
Yo,
And-
you brought up Kanye. We're gonna talk about it.
that's
White
what I
Lives
was
Matter,
referencing.
boy.
That's why I
White
was
Lives
referencing it.
Matter.
Because like 2 weeks ago, there's that clip of him from 9 years ago, saying to Sway in the morning, "You ain't got the answer, Sway. I've been in this longer than you." Super viral clip from 9 years ago. And then just this week, or in the last couple of weeks with Yeezy Season 9 coming around, he was seen in a shirt that says White Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
with-
I'm sorry. Before you move on,
Yes.
Kanye's had a show that's lasted
No,
9
no,
seasons.
no. The fashion. It's a fashion like
Fashion.
yeah,
Oh,
A
okay,
fashion
okay,
show.
okay.
Fashion
fashion
My bad,
announcement. Like
Yeah.
My bad. That
Expose.
clarifies it for everybody out there.
Yes,
too,
you're
though.
right. I should have done a better job of clarifying. But it'll be
I got you, Doug. I know
season
what
9
you're
of
talking about.
Yeezy since the
Okay.
Yeezy banner started. And so to prepare for the show, he was doing interviews. And in the Sway in the Morning clip from 9 years ago, Sway was asking Kanye, why don't you take a step back? And instead of trying to partner with Nike, Gap, Louis Vuitton, all these big brands, why don't you just sell this shit to the consumer yourself? And Kanye was like, yelling at him, saying like, you don't know how it's done. You have to do this. And then Charlemagne the God actually spoke really well about it, is Kanye wants white affirmation more than anything else. So he feels the need to go to these big brands and partner with them in order to get Yeezy out. Which, I mean, you can say it's gone well because the Yeezy boot is one of the most popular shoes to have ever sold. The brand is now recognized everywhere. And then partnering with Gap, it just blew over completely.
Wait, he's got a partnership with Gap.
The most recent line of Yeezy clothes has been with Gap.
Whoa,
They offered him a ton of money to try to keep their brand alive.
bro, let's go to Gap. Let's Yeezy up.
You can't just buy it online.
That's
you have to
easy,
buy it
yo.
online. Yeah, exactly.
But I want to buy his newest shirt. Do you see him and Candace Owens repping the new line of Yeezys?
Yeah.
Wait, really? Candace was
Candace
Yeah.
Owens was
no.
also in the same shirt. Yeah.
They were flaunting the White Lives Matter
This
shirt
is so funny.
on their back and all this stuff. It was like crazy.
That's-
They were
that's
holding
hilarious.
hands. It was like, get your hands off of her, Kanye.
Yeah, it
That's
was,
my boo.
it was.
That's your princess.
That's Candace Corral to you,
If
brother.
you saw Candace Owens at aforementioned lumber and grocery store, would you have also choked up?
Yes.
Oh hell no! I mean I didn't make a
You're-
mistake with.
He would have looked down and out.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I would've
you
been
just
like-
fucking made a beeline for that.
What are you on? Where do you get this
Looks at
from?
his phone. Hello.
You're real quick before moving on to the pork rinds. What is your guys' opinions on Kanye West and the White Lives Matter movement and how the white man is hard enough?
Ooh. Oh, I think the whole thing that was pretty controversial was the fact that Kanye West was saying what everybody already knows, is that BLM was a scam, a sham, a shalom,
I was.
a scam loan.
What I was gonna say was, I love that he's embracing like his inner Uncle Ruckus. You know what I mean? Like he's just like fully leaning into it. He's just gonna become like America's Uncle Ruckus, like on a large scale at this point. Like that's
American
and,
Uncle Ruckus.
and that's
backed
great.
by-
Honestly, we need it. We need the content. It's gonna be hilarious. I fucking love it.
Have you seen black academics supporting Kanye West? It's like, well, yeah, BLM is kind of a scam. See, and then they point out to like all the heads that have mansions and all this stuff that
Yeah.
funnel money from the organization.
Yeah.
They're like they're media is using the same thing they did with the Alphabet City and the gay community in New York. They're marginalizing it and capitalizing from it. I just used a bunch of words. Hopefully one of those three would fit what I was trying to say. And it did, because I'm good at this. But that's what there's black academics are saying about the BLM movement. Like, yes, there is some value to it in the beginning, but then it's just like any good thing in the beginning. It gets muddied, it gets passed around, it gets downed, and then no longer becomes the original form that what it was created to be. And it just becomes another, nonprofit organization that people could funnel money through. And it's not just BLM. A bunch of organizations that have been proven to have done this. UNICEF, back in 2012, had a big scandal about that. About organizations. FIFA.
The NRA, dog.
The NRA, yeah.
They're getting dissolved because of
literally
many
they were so bad.
Scandals like that.
They were so bad they got kicked out of New York. There's no NRA convention no more in New York because they were so bad.
Not the NRA.
Past a year ago?
The leader of the NRA has been under so many scandals of him laundering money and essentially using the NRA's piggy bank for all sorts of personal goodies. That it's essentially dissolving slowly,
And they were trying to try him in different states that represented the people that were hit with the funneling of the money, and he moved to Texas to to headquarters. Well, if we go to court, we're going to court in Texas then, kind of a thing.
Don't they still have the death?
And death?
No, don't they still
death penalty or whatever?
Yeah, don't they still have the death penalty in Texas?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to give it for fraud. They'll probably side with the NRA.
If anything, they'll probably side with the big business. Or
they'll kill the Attorney General from New York. Shoot him with firing squad.
How dare you accuse these good fine folk over here?
These hard blue collar folks.
How dare ye sully their name?
Not my leader.
They have it hard enough.
Oh, jeez. Well, gentlemen,
let's get into it, right?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you boys lead it off? We're going to enjoy some of these keto. I wanted to provide some snacks that were keto friendly and also provided, it definitely does say not a substantial source of protein, but 0 carbs, high fat, and only, I believe, 100 calories in the bag.
Oh, yeah. I believe it says 98.
Okay.
No, it's 110 calories.
110, okay.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm interested if you're willing to stop Doritos and Cheetos for some of these.
Yeah. Well, those are mighty fine.
No. 2017 me was a very big Muslim Phill. I went full radical. Juan can test.
Yeah.
I only smoked weed at night. True radical Muslim.
Really. Mm-hmm.
And then he would only eat pork out of spite.
Only out of spite.
Not because he liked it.
Right.
Out of spite towards Allah.
Extra bacon and eat it right in front of her and shit.
I was like, infidel. But no, 2017 me would not have been allowed to have this.
No, so since then you've been completely against pork rinds.
Well, pork rinds I never really liked because it reminds me of my father, and I don't like my father. You want to know how I got these scars?
From eating too many pork rinds.
My father.
Them cutting out your mouth.
My father used to come home drunk with pork rinds. He said, "Son, we live in a society."
This got really dark, and we'll probably cut this out.
Yeah, I got a bad joke here. I was trying to do my buzz.
You ready to talk about
pork rinds? Okay, my
Tell
bad.
us about the Dog-Man.
Pork
rinds.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the pork rinds. What the hell?
My favorite pork rind flavors is either spicy or barbecue.
You're talking about the Dog-Man. The hell?
Here I have salt and pepper.
Oh, that does sound delicious.
Have you ever seen videos of people on TikTok exposing slaughterhouses and pig farms? Pig farms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse, pig farms, and all that stuff.
Those are mighty fine.
And it shows the feed that they're feeding these pigs. It's just dumpsters and warehouses full of garbage feed that they used to have precautions of you can't feed these pigs plastic. You can't feed them garbage because we eat that. And then Donald Trump, what up, Daddy Trump? Made it much more easier for meat companies and meat regulations to pass by the USDA. So a lot of these companies, like all these videos came out in the past 2 years of companies dude, they're serving us Special K boxes, cereal boxes, they're serving us garbage, like dudes in Alabama, dude, we can't be eating pigs no more. Look at this, look what they're feeding them,
And it's just pure garbage?
Oh, yeah, literally. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's like a landfill.
So basically, Sierra was right.
Sierra's, well, I mean, Allah. Praise Allah.
So we shouldn't be eating pork.
We shouldn't be eating pork, nor should we be saying her name.
Saying Allah's name.
Say her
Allah's
name.
a woman.
Say their name.
Oh, yeah. Allah is a woman.
Can you pass that on over to our buddy over there?
What is it, salt and pepper fried pork skins?
Yeah, that one's amazing.
Oh, yeah. And don't get me wrong. I love ham. A nice sweet honey ham with mac and cheese, or in the morning with eggs and fucking muffin. I love it.
I'm a bacon or prosciutto guy.
I love it so much that I take it with me to the bedroom. I'm a pig in the bedroom.
What are you doing with the poor ham?
Poor ham? No, I'm the ham in the bedroom. Oh. You put me underneath the blanket, you're going to have Phill in blanket. Phill in wait, what's that thing called? Pigs in blanket?
Pigs in the blanket?
Phill in the blanket. There we go.
Oh, because you're going to snortle everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna eat that butt like a pig trough.
You're gonna eat it like the Dog-Man?
Crazy.
Tell us about it, boy.
Tell us about the Dog-Man here.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny because the Dog-Man, a lot of the roots of it begins with the witches.
When it comes to the Whitewater witches, a lot of what the town of Whitewater and the University of Whitewater presents as the history happens to originate with the Morris Pratt Institute that was founded, I believe, in 1889. The Morris Pratt Institute,
Like the scary defense, the Morse plant or whatever. What's that?
Let me just finish.
The Morse plant.
Morris Pratt. Morris Pratt was an individual. He named it after himself.
What a ugly name, Morris Pratt.
Yep.
Jesus Christ! You might as well name your son fucking Dickface at that point. Morris Pratt.
That was the name. This particular individual, earlier in his life, had a spiritualist person, like a person who reads like a tarot card, like something like that, a palm reader, like somebody like that. Tell him to invest in northern Wisconsin in some lands. Those lands happen to make a lot of money. So he had vowed that day, then and there, that if he ever became a rich man, he was gonna dedicate his fortunes to the expanding of science's curiosity into the occult and shit like that. Yeah. Because he had hired a shit ton of PhDs and professors from all over the country.
Was he just a very curious guy, or was he actually...
This was a time in the Americas where change was in the air, where abolition was happening, where women's suffrage was taking root. There was just changes in the air, so everybody was questioning traditional methods, and people were questioning the church at that time. It was because of this, all these factors coming together, right? That this guy,
big melting pot.
Yeah, this guy founded this institute in Whitewater, and where it was a general school as well as a place where they would train mediums, psychics, people like that. And you could be a resident of Whitewater and go there just to get your GED or some shit like that, and never taking the psychic courses or anything. Wow. There was a whole half of it where it was just an adult education center as well.
Bro, that's real life X-Men. Xavier's in there, is teaching the next line of mutants, but really it's just a bunch of mediums and psychics and shit like that. Yeah, that's even crazier.
It's kind of weird that you'd be like, oh fuck, I gotta pass algebra, and then the next room they're like, and if you just open your heart to the dark spirit, you can ascend to the next level. Mm-hmm.
That was back, 1700, 1800, you said?
No, 1890 to 1930.
Wow, that was right on the edge of the roaring 90s, the 1920s, the roaring 20s?
It would have happened.
The industrial 90s or whatever it's called?
It was during the Great Depression, at least.
The roaring 20s. That's what you want to say.
Yeah. They have a term for the 1900s. They call it something like industrial or some bullshit like that.
The industrial era?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some shit like that. But that's crazy that it was even back within less than 100 years ago that they were training these people to.
Oh, they're training in Milwaukee now. They moved to Milwaukee.
It's still going on.
It's still going on. Cool. So after that institution left town, the institution that moved into that large campus was now like the local state teachers college. So it was that like it birthed like all these like legends in the area. Like all the students would say that they would see things, and just like them knowing that they went to, or they are going to school and living, because that was their living quarters. They were living in a place where like people used to train mediums. I think that's enough to like inspire people to scare themselves, or maybe who knows, like maybe like who are we to say that like they didn't see shit.
True. But
yeah, and that gave rise to many of the local Whitewater witches legends that have to do with like these 2 cemeteries and a witch's tower, or not a witch's tower, but this large park with a tower forming an isosceles triangle, where apparently like this triangle is like the source of many sightings, and yeah, that's the source of many of the sightings in Whitewater. That's the source, I believe, of like many of the rumors as well. But I'm just an amateur dude who looked into this for like, I don't know, an hour's worth, a few hours.
A few witching hours.
Yeah.
The witching hour? Come on, folks.
But,
this is where we get paid the big bucks.
I mean, UW Whitewater has like their own, I guess, articles and like students writing a lot of stuff about this. It's a fun hole like to jump into, because like there's so much meat to it. You know? Yeah.
Especially the Warhawks.
That's something that you can
Warhawk
sink your teeth into, because if they were practicing that there, then you would assume that there's some looming spirits in the air.
Mm-hmm. And I should have made a clearer job of saying this. They consider themselves like people of science. They called the place the Temple of Science, because like they were, in their eyes, they were just scientists trying to contact the dead. Like they believe that like kind of like almost like Coco. They literally believe that shit was real life. That like we have like this side, and then when you die, you almost jump into like a different dimension, and that dimension can sometimes affect like the real life dimension.
Yo, dog, what drugs were they on? I want to get on their level, doggy.
There's actually this really interesting movie starring one of the guys from How I Met Your Mother. And I think the movie's called The Gift. It's starring Jason Segel.
Hell yeah.
And let me find the name of the movie here.
I Love You, man.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. The one where they have a mass suicide. The Discovery.
He's getting married.
Wait, there was a mass suicide in this movie?
Yeah, so there's this movie called The Discovery. And the whole gist of it is Jason Segel plays the son of a scientist who's played by Robert Redford. And the discovery is that he connects these wires to somebody's brain and essentially he's putting himself in a coma, like trying to reach the other side. And what he found out was that when people die, their brain still is active wherever it goes next. So he finds this discovery, and they don't show really anything that graphic in the movie, but there's stories about like, the entire cheerleading team committed mass suicide on live television. So it's like, it's just reminding me of what Juan is saying about how these people were really in deep and thought that there was another, another, like truly an upside down compared to the Stranger Things. And so, yeah, it's an interesting movie, and if you want to get into it, it doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about, but
it's a cool, interesting concept.
It's along the same concept, you know.
Yeah.
It puts like the proof of concept.
And the guy's a scientist. People, they want to reach the other side, but when people talk about the other side, it's like it's always filled with like spirits and demons. And
demons and creatures of the night.
Exactly. So.
All right, Phil. Really bring it down,
we're gonna go down to the nasty, hairy.
Do you guys think there's another? Do you guys think when it's lights out, it only goes to black, or on a personal level, do you guys think there is another dimension out there?
Honestly, I think that your energy never dies, but your body's going to decompose, and like all that natural energy that comes from our body that just is naturally gifted and all that stuff.
That's your politically correct answer? Or is this what you truly believe?
I truly believe that it's going to like go back into the earth. What I wish happens is that like you take your greatest memory on earth that you love so much, you can replay it in your head.
Yeah.
And if that was the case for me, what heaven is or what hell is for me, I guess, wherever I go, it's going to be nothing but pure blank whiteness, right? Empty block. You can't see anything. You can't even tell how close anything is. Just white, void.
Yeah, like the scene in The Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. But in the middle is a trailer. It's my trailer. And I go in there, and I have my PS4. I have goat cheese and of dynamite, the Dynamitos, the Doritos, lime things.
Goat cheese and dinamitas.
Yeah.
All right. That's a niche ass choice. All right. Homie.
And I got sad music playing with my friends.
Yeah.
That's a bougie Mexican right there.
Right there?
Exactly. The goat cheese really elevates.
Yeah.
That's my
It
heaven.
really cools it down, you know, to bring some balance.
Hopefully that's true. But if we're to believe like the gifted witches and like these Native Americans have been here for a long time, and there's smoke, there's fire, or where there's fire, there's smoke. So like there's got to be some truth to like the fact that it's still going on today with the witches and the mediums and the psychics. There's got to be some evidence that is true. And like we all know about the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats, right?
Yeah.
So there were,
Shit! When the Nazi experiments are like experimenting with psychics.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the Nazis were doing it, and then we tried to do that with Kuwait in the 90s.
I was gonna say
America.
I'm pretty sure they're still doing it.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Literally.
Like, every
Doing what?
They're having like literally what Juan was talking about, but to the next level of like military money's in it. We're testing these
There's
people.
tons of millions of dollars into psychic research by like the Russians and the American militaries.
Especially-
and there has been for decades.
especially the American military.
And like that's what I was gonna get to. Like I remember some of my favorite cracked episodes, like the podcast had to do with psychics, because like there's like all these individuals who have these abilities that like scientists cannot explain, and like there's like all these individuals studied by universities all over China. Like the military studies a lot of those individuals, and I don't know, like I used to be like Mr. Atheist, bro, and like I don't know if I'm just like more agnostic now, where like I'm not sure what it is, but like there are some things that we as humans haven't been able to explain, and like maybe someday like we'll have explanations for them. But at this point, like they do look really spooky, and like they look like extra
Terrestrial?
not terrestrial, but like
the sensitive matter that they're dealing with.
like extra like ability, like whether that be after death or like during life, like medium-ish, or like that like sort of sightseeing into like another room.
Yeah.
Which like they have low-key like had a lot of individuals who've been able to do that and been under study and shit. But yeah, like this dude was right, dude. Like there's a lot of weird shit like that that's just like hard to explain. Like the fucking NASA just came out and said UFOs. You know, like
Confirmed.
UFO, my UFO. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah,
here?
you know, like
What's going on here,
it's hard
folks?
to rule stuff out now, you know?
Yeah.
Sightseeing. That's what they call it, sight viewing or some shit like that. It's like it's so cool because like they would have like people like in the Pentagon like strapped up like what's in the other room, and they'd be like,
Oh, like legit,
yeah.
like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
literally.
Stranger Things is
Was
all about
inspired.
it's on those experiments, right?
Yeah.
That's bonkers. Yeah. See, where there's fire, there is smoke. We have all this media talking about this.
I
There's
don't know if that's the same.
no. There's a movie coming out called MK Ultra, and I saw
Is
the
it
trailer.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that.
I saw the trailer for that. I was like,
I was about
holy
to make
fuck.
like some low hanging fruit about talking about how like hippies used to talk about how they used to get drugged by FBI agents all the time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude, that's great. Yeah, no, that's 100% true. All this is. Where's the Patreon?
Are you seriously?
Dude, wait. You're
We
telling me
gotta take you on a fucking history lesson, bro.
hippies were getting drugged by the FBI?
That was a part of MK Ultra. Like
the hippie movement, the freedom love movement,
like
was
Richard Nixon quite literally used the leftists, blacks, and hippies
Yep.
as like his fucking test
Don't
dummies.
call him blacks.
So I'm quoting him. I'm quoting him.
They used the hippies and the Black Panthers.
I'm just quoting
They
him.
were around back then.
Now-
You can quote me on that,
But
motherfucker.
point is, like, he was using those groups of people and saying that, like, one, he was going to start, like, a major crunch on the war on drugs, you know, like, talking about, like, he's going to go after them for smoking dope and this and that. And then also how he was going to, like, use them, because nobody would believe them, and if they said, oh, you know, like I was like gonna sleep with this prostitute, and then she gave me a drink, and I was like in fucking in some like spaceship looking place or whatever, in like some torture chamber or some shit.
Like, you don't even got to be a hippie, right? You could be like a movie producer, and they would literally put your key tabs with acid. And then they'd be like, holy fuck. They'd be with their friends like, dude, I'm fucked up. What's happening?
Oh,
and they'd be like,
yeah, because that was during the Red Scare.
Yeah.
Like when
dude, this is pumped.
The Wisconsin senator who ended up being gay.
McCarthy?
Yeah. Well, he was like accusing everybody in Hollywood of being communist. So like everybody, like this whole generation of Hollywood entertainers became... blacklisted. And like we're fucking around with like hallucinogens back then. And like, this is the truth serum. Acid is the truth serum. That's like our first primitive, like, you know, discovery of it. Like, holy shit, you can't lie with this. So like they're dosing civilians. Like, holy shit, you're fucking you know something, right? And like you're an acid essentially, and they're just fucking with people's lives. It's all proven true.
Dude, could you imagine going to work and then halfway through your day you're like,
the walls are melting.
Yeah, you're like, why do I see my words coming out of my mouth?
Why am I so fucking horny right now?
You're like, hey, boss, I think I'm gonna have to go home. He's like, you're talking to the coffee machine.
He took the red pill.
That is fucking terrifying.
You start crying because the coffee machine runs out of supplies. Think it has feelings.
Damn, I got big shoes to fill in. Hopefully, I can bite a big wound into this. But the dog, man.
What did you guys think about those local witch legends, though? Let's bring it back.
So I went to Whitewater for a semester, and then I inevitably dropped out.
Why inevitably?
Oh, you know. Because I was trying to find the truth serum.
You're flipping cow patties over?
You're being like Scooby-Doo over there?
Yeah. And, dude, people in that town really do believe that shit. Like, it is pretty scary because, like, you would go at night and you'd be like, dude, this is where they killed witches. And you're like, why are we getting high here? Like, we should be the farthest away from this location. Why are we here?
You're smoking in their bad karma, you know?
Yeah, dude. And you're like, you feel stuff in that town, bro. It's really creepy at night. And it's also, it really doesn't have anything going on apart from the college. Like, it's in the middle of nowhere.
You're totally right.
It's like...
For a college town, it has remarkably little things to, like, entertain yourself.
Most people on the weekends would just go home because there's nothing else to do. No. Like, if you're not, partying your nuts out, then there's no reason to stay there.
You got the hiking trails, and you go to the hiking trails, and then you're gone.
If you're a nature guy, there's some shit to do, but if you're not, then...
Dude, and you could very easily drive past it, or you could very easily see, like, a real-life scary movie could take place there.
Oh yeah, it's so deep, like with the woods and all that stuff.
Like,
and it's just close.
We're just moving in, and it's like, what Jill and Clark didn't know is that their house is haunted. Dun dun.
They were in a world of surprise.
Yeah, it's very much that way. It's fucking scary. It's not. I don't recommend people going there.
No. Well, there's no place to go because, like, if you go to Whitewater, you're gonna be haunted by like fucking souls of weeping witches, right? Just crying, going to wherever purgatory is, and then if you go outside of Whitewater to like a different county, Rock County, Walworth County, you have odds of being encountered a hairy, tall dog man.
Yeah, tell us about this Dog-Man fellow.
Yeah, tell us.
And why you're cosplaying as him today.
That's gonna be great for the audio listeners. No, for a lot of people that are familiar with the native Wisconsin roots in the Midwest, like cryptids, are familiar with the Delavan Dog-Man, the Michigan Dog-Man, the Man Dog, the Dog-Man, the werewolf, And he got most of his notoriety in 1936. His first big publication was in the Jefferson Rural Times or something like that in 1936 by Mark Shellham, right? And he was it was founded outside a school, so he was like a groundskeeper, right, just protecting the school grounds for whatnot from burglars or anything like that. And he saw this creature twice in 2 days, right? And he would describe this thing as like he saw it from like 100 yards away, and this big, tall, mangly, like hairy thing, like easily 7 feet tall. Big and scary, right? It was out there digging in the mounds, and he looked at it, and they made eye contact with each other, and the creature ran away. So the second night he goes out there again because it's his job, and he sees the same creature out there again. And supposedly to the lore of the whole like Delavan Dog-Man and first sighting in 1946, 1936 or something like that.
1936.
1936, yeah. Is that he saw him a second time, and the Dog-Man, the dog creature, it stopped digging because like one thing about the Dog-Man through all these cases, they are tenacious. Whatever they're doing, they will not stop doing.
I wonder if the Dogman's a rideable Pokemon, like in Legends Arceus.
That's a good question.
It could be like Fortnite.
You think he
give him
digs
some
like
meat.
Ursaluna?
Ooh, that's first of all, great reference. Second of all, I'd be curious if he's rideable.
Yeah,
that is true. He tries to ride on people, that's for sure. Though I'll get into that story because there's different accounts of like these Dogmen like interacting with people, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the Mark dude, Mark Shellum, which by the way, if you know anything about Wisconsin lore, right, of like the immigrants that migrated to Wisconsin, it's a bunch of Germans and Europeans and Polish.
I thought you said they should go back to their country.
Oh no! We need them here. We need more. Bring all the Europeans, please.
He's gonna show up in a White Lives Matter shirt next time.
I'm gonna be holding Candace Owens' hands. Hell yeah, brother. But no. Shit, what was I saying?
You were talking about the lore, Northern Europe.
Oh yeah, so it's pretty funny to think of like some like European like oh no, like just looking out there like this creature like oh geez, like you know.
Didn't you say the earliest sighting was 1940 or 20?
Yeah, 1946, 1936.
Okay.
So after the First World War, they would have in a war torn
started seeing it,
migration to the west and all that stuff, right? And so that's one of the earliest accounts, right, of the Delavan Dog-Man, or however you want to call it, dog person, or as I call him, Richard. He came back to relevancy in the 80s here in Delavan, in if for those who aren't familiar, for our audio listeners,
international listeners,
Belgium. I see you. You're still growing. You're at 94 now. Come on, baby, let's get it going. Belgium fans.
Yeah,
we're strong. Let's go, baby. But Delavan is located by it's like in between from Milwaukee and Madison. Madison being the capital of Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
And the first sighting, like recent sighting of the Delavan Dog-Man that got published by what's her name? Linda Glenford? Linda Godfrey, yeah. And the Delavan magazine, The Week, which is now defunct because it's an old publication back then, right? She was the one that kind of spearheaded this whole account because, you know, even around the rural area of Jefferson County, Racine County, Rock County, people are seeing this different sightings of like, what is this thing? They're hearing reports of howling, their cattle's being mutilated. So like something's happening out there. So that Week sent Linda Godfrey out there to like get accounts of the events, right? And it wasn't until her that published the article about like the Delavan Dog-Man that there wasn't really a name to this yet. So as soon as she came around, she was the main resource for like werewolf like information just because of her collective work, and due to her passion of the Dog-Man, she led to make 2 books. The Hunt for the Wisconsin Dog-Man and something about On His Tail, and then Weird Wisconsin and Weird Michigan. Mm-hmm. So she made contributions to those books as well. Really, when I see this, when I was reading this, she's a grifter. She saw this opportunity of like, holy shit, my deer's being mutilated by coyotes and all this stuff, and she got on and was like, what if it's a werewolf?
And then made a ton of money.
Well, I mean, Wisconsin money, you know. She's still out there grifting. They have a conference here in Elkhorn every year, the Delavan Dog-Man Conference.
Do you think she's a grifter because like it's not a real thing, or why?
I think it's a real thing, but it's just the way that she goes about it. It's just more of promoting her, like, buy my new book. If you want to know
when
more
I fell in love with the Dog-Man.
Yeah.
Bro, but that's what every writer sounds like.
Taking advantage of a situation.
Yeah.
Like every writer has to be like their own fucking pitch man.
I'm looking at you, Corey Mintz from Canada.
Oh my God.
Get you, motherfucker.
A great author. But yeah, I mean, you know, reading your accounts here, and I don't think any of the shit is real.
Well, see, the thing is, like, where there's...
Do you think the Dog-Man is real?
I think... So, there's something out there. Because, like, if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, I don't think it's a Dog-Man, but I do think it's like a skinwalker or some kind of evil spirit. Because I told the story when I was 18. I saw that weird creature out in the state park with my.
That is true,
friend.
man. That story freaked me out a little bit.
And and hearing the different descriptions of like the skinwalker.
Yeah.
It fits more of like the lore of like the Dog-Man, because a lot of these accounts of the Dog-Man that I found interesting, because like Juan was saying, with the mediums and the psychics, people can believe their own shit, right? Yeah. So people can come out there like, this Dog-Man was chasing me and he was big and strong. He had a giant cock. You should have seen this Dog-Man, right? You can make easily, like things like that.
Yeah.
I love the details.
Yeah, exactly.
He was coming from, it was swinging back and forth.
Jerking his dick.
He said, "What? This is not funny."
It started pumping his hips while he was running at you.
Is that a Louis C.K.
Yeah. Thank you, folks.
That's awful.
But no. See, the thing I do believe that is some kind of creature is the fact that there's still sightings of this thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that Wisconsin has such a rich like lore of psychics and like these natural spirits and
actual
like
real killers from the state.
Yeah, even that. All these like killers and these mind paths and these psychopaths added to the land, I believe. Like the call me Native American Phill, call me Chief Phill if you want. But I believe that
I don't think anyone's
not doing either of those.
Yeah.
Okay,
Might be racist.
You can call me Little Phill if you want. Yes.
Sir Phil's a lot.
Well, I mean the whole like ancient Indian burial ground. I'm sure there's certain concentrated spots in Wisconsin that has higher people
spirits.
Higher
spirits.
Sightings, like higher amounts of sightings and shit like that.
And the thing that I found the most like funny thing about that is the conversion, right? So like maybe this Dog-Man is just like, it's like, maybe it's not that tall, maybe it's not that big, maybe its cock's not that huge and girthy. Maybe
I would love if the Dog-Man is the same one putting out the same rumors about the size of his cock.
I don't think that is, bro.
He's like, make sure you tell my cock is huge.
Bro, he has this fluffer over here.
He's on Reddit.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dog-Man is on Reddit, right under Wisconsin. He's like, I saw him again, and it looked like his cock has grown even bigger. You're like, what, dude? I saw him last week.
It's so veiny.
I saw him walking down by the creek. He was looking nice and stoic, really troubled. I believe.
Here's a picture of him, and it's a picture of a fox with the smallest dick. He said, maybe they just caught him at a bad angle. Defending himself.
This is shaving foxes.
It
And
looks
shit.
like a post from a furry subreddit.
Damn.
You know what I saw this week that is really fucked up?
Mm.
So we're gonna talk about it soon, but like we said, the Wisconsin has a couple of serial killers come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but my fiance decided to look up pictures of some of the victims of some of the killers from Wisconsin for podcast research.
Why do girls love this? They love like murder stuff.
This
is sensitive.
It's not for the light of heart.
Also, girls keep shows like CSI alive.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody watching those shows except for girls.
SVU,
Dude, Grey's Anatomy is at like 46th season.
Like,
is Grey's Anatomy even real? Is the Grey's Anatomy real?
It's a simulation. It's a simulation.
Yeah.
The original Grey's Anatomy is so far gone. Now that we are left with is replicas of the original thought of Grey's Anatomy.
Right.
It's crazy because like you were talking about simulation. I'm gonna get sidetracked. I'm gonna put a kibosh.
It's
on
like
that.
One Piece starts off with Luffy, adds a couple crewmates. Those crewmates are all the way till the end after 1,000 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But Grey's Anatomy, bro, what is that show even still about? How many fucking cases can you solve?
Yeah, didn't Scrubs do it better?
Yeah, that's true.
How to save a life.
Scrubs was the superior hospital show.
For sure.
Yeah, but they didn't have George Clooney.
Made you feel something.
They didn't have McSteamy or Dr. Steamy, whatever his name was. Those handsome doctors.
Yeah, Mr. Gray or whatever his name was.
Yeah, they didn't have the sex factor.
Yeah, that's true. And that's what keeps the show alive.
Yeah, for real. That's why we're still here. That's why we're on 55 episodes here.
56.
56?
Because we're so goddamn sexy.
Because we're
so goddamn sexy.
Dude, when are we going to start an OnlyFans?
We need to start something soon. We got extra content, and we're talking about
how much money would it take for you to do something X-rated on OnlyFans?
X-rated?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I fuck myself every day. So, like, in life, I mean, not literally shove my dick up my ass.
I don't think that's what people were picturing, bro.
I'm just saying that I already, life fucks me as enough. So might as well make it monetizable.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what I would do, like
I love that
X-rated
you
was.
assume you're getting fucked in the content.
Now hold on here. No, hold on there. I'm saying life, not a dude named Life.
That's
I'm
not an
saying
allegory?
life.
That's not an allegory.
Now maybe some lesbian named Life.
You want to get
Heel
fucked by a
turner.
lesbian?
Heel turner,
Lesbian?
bro.
Bro, yeah, bro. Dude, you know what I found out? Sorry to sidetrack this one more time.
No,
This is the
please,
last time I'm going to sidetrack
Bring it
it.
home. Don't just sidetrack it. Bring it home.
Lesbians. Velma is lesbian now.
Oh yes,
And
please.
I, as a child, I've always had a liking to the phenotype of like that nerdy, like, oh, ditzy, like. Well, I guess she was more smart, but she was insecure,
She was the intelligent
shy.
one, yeah.
She was shy.
Yeah, because people were looking at Daphne, but we had eyes for Velma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Once her glasses came off, and she's
like, oh, Shaggy.
a bombshell.
Step bro Shaggy, I've lost my glasses.
Dude, that's why every porn star around Halloween pretends to be Daphne or has a scene where they're Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't see people be Velma. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
Velma's cool.
She's cute. She's cool, but like, I don't know. I feel like people like the underrated hot more than like.
That's what Velma is.
That's what
overtly
Velma
hot,
is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what Velma
is the nerdy hot one.
No, my bad. What's
You
Daphne?
meant Velma.
Daphne.
Yeah.
Daphne is the hot one.
Daphne's the hot one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's I
Velma
meant that
gave
way, yeah.
plain chicks, God bless you, we love you guys, plain chicks
A chance.
a reason to step out and compete with Daphne's. Because, like, Scooby-Doo, the hierarchy of Scooby-Doo is real.
Zoinks.
You have the jock, you have the stoner, you have the dog that has ADD, you have the nerdy girl, and you have the stock-up girl that would never give Phill a chance in high school. Talk about you, Daphne. Talk about you, Anna Banana. That's a callback to the beginning.
Oh, I know.
You didn't have to say it. We all got it.
All right, folks,
I want you to end the episode by telling Anna Banana to give you one more chance.
Well, all right. First off, her name wasn't Anna Banana because I got friends named Anna, and that could be like, what? I don't even want to. I'm looking at you, Jenna.
Yeah, here's.
By the way, God bless whatever you're doing in life.
If we're gonna wrap up the episode. Can we wrap up about the subject?
Oh, please,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Bring it home.
See,
Juan.
I think it's funny because, like, I don't think it's a dogman. I think it's a skinwalker. And what Native Americans believed is that, like, people that committed an ultimate taboo would become cursed with, like, the skinwalker, like the Wendigo. The Wendigo,
That was like
like
their version of hell, sort of thing.
kind of, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Eden. Like, if you bite the apple, you're forever cursed, and like you can't pass the curse until you devour something or pass it on, or until it kills you, right? So if that's the case, and like if this was actually real, people would be werewolves all over the place, just committing taboos. Just like a bunch.
There's so many evil people would be seeing
For real.
werewolves everywhere.
that is true. Yeah.
Just like if we're talking about taboo.
Yeah.
Think of all the horny werewolves that are going to be out there. Like, oh, I'm sorry, stepsister. Oh, just like out there howling. Like,
Horny werewolves, Luis. How are we gonna get this under control?
for real. Because, I mean, if this was real, taboo, like just those car pushers, those Kart Narcs, going back into the car, just, oh, my fangs, oh, it's just morphing right away. It's just like, I fucked up, no. You know? I think that's funny. It's just like getting
The
horny.
concept of that,
Yeah.
being punished as a werewolf because you didn't play your card.
Yeah, we would just have a society of werewolves.
Bro, what about you though, homie? I feel like we've been hogging the mic to this episode because like
No, this is something
you've been like
definitely.
the third
Oh,
eye.
I'm
you
so
know?
horny.
Give us your perspective on both local tales.
The Cookie Crisp guy? Fucking gluttony? Taboo right there. Cookie Crisp.
I definitely don't think that there's werewolves because of the aforementioned.
Mm-hmm.
However, I definitely do think that there is some creepy shit that happens that no one really explains. But then an article comes out later where it's like, oh, this guy was living out of the woods, and so he was just killing livestock in order to stay off the plane and stay off the internet.
He was eating roadkill from the side of the street.
Essentially a hermit in the mountains.
Dude, in some of the pictures I saw of Jeffrey Dahmer's little incidents that were released to the FBI, I mean, dude, people can eat raw meat. And I mean, the Liver King's a real person for a reason.
He's
You know?
primal.
Yeah, he is very primal. Are you primal or are you subprimal?
Primal, homie.
There we go.
Primal.
And
Primal.
Primal.
yeah, man, it is messed up what people can do. I definitely do think there are witches and like spirits and shit like that. there are stuff that we've talked about in previous episodes that like you just can't explain. Like you go to reach for a fork and you swear it's a spoon.
Oh yeah.
And you swear it's a spoon. And you grab it and you're like, holy shit.
You built that shit up so much too.
That's scary.
This is a spoon. I thought I grabbed a fork.
I like things like that are nuts.
Dude.
My dick grew one year.
But genuinely today, I had a moment. I'm not even like building this up or anything. I had a moment of legit like deja vu, like, and it's so weird because in the last like couple months, my life has changed a lot because like of a new job, new location, everything. And it's like you don't just like think about where you're gonna be in a couple months. Like when you're envisioning like a specific desk, when you're there and you're like, I've seen this exact moment before. Like that's just stuff you can't explain.
Oh God.
I definitely think there's like spirits and things that we cannot, you just can't put to words, but you're like, this is like, for lack of a better term, like a glitch in the matrix. Where you're like, this doesn't make any sense, but.
We shouldn't be at this stage. We were already at this stage, but we restarted somehow. How is this familiar?
Are colliding, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. They like mix each other up.
Oh, and I just saw Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Whoa.
Damn it! You guys recommended that to me.
I
good
watched
movie.
it, dude. Fantastic.
I gotta get to that. Yeah, I remember you guys really built it up.
It's phenomenal.
You guys built up Legends Arceus, by the way. Bought it.
How good is that?
Fucking love it.
Isn't
bro.
it great?
I love it. It makes you like it fulfills that like childhood fantasy of what you pretended the Game Boy was like in your brain, you know. This is what it was like, you know what I mean? You were like walking around in the tall grass, like scoping them out, like beep.
Like your heart kind of races when you're walking through the tall grass, and then suddenly you like hit a Pokemon. Well, now in Legends Arceus, you're like
you can see them, you can snipe them out.
Yeah, you're like crouching, and then all of a sudden it peeks over its shoulder, and you're like, "Fuck!"
Yes.
Yeah.
You're using them to ride around like a majestic steed.
It's so fucking sick.
You know, like it was beautiful.
I'm glad you're enjoying that game.
It's a fun one. I'm enjoying it too much.
No such thing as enjoying a video game too much. That's what they're for.
That's what the metaverse is for.
They fulfill all the crack enjoyments, all the dopamine that you need.
Yep. Fair enough.
Guys, it's been a great episode.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
What are we planning for next week?
Favorite serial killers.
Favorite
serial killers?
And then the final week of October is
Scary movie, or what was it?
I think we'll have to check our document.
We'll check.
Higher or medium?
Higher medium, I think, would be interesting.
We should hire medium. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or a card reader.
Yeah, card reader would be cool. Get our cards read.
Well, I know a lady who does both. Actually,
let's do it.
We could call her and
we can hire a guy named Carl.
it might be like $300 or something like that. Just
Between the three of us, you know, maybe
For a grifter to scam us for $300.
Exactly. So stay tuned for the episodes, and everybody, we'll see you all next week.
Cheers.